All right, let's begin in child's pose, letting your hips reach back towards your heels, arms extended overhead. And gently swaying your head from left to right if that feels good for you, releasing any tensions. Walking your hands over to the right and breathing into the left side of your body, creating space. Creating space for newness and freshness. And then coming through the center and walking over to the left. And breathing smoothly. Coming back through the center and making your way into table pose, into all fours, beginning to wave your spine in the way that feels good for you. Maybe a couple of barrel rolls a few times in one direction and then the other. Or cat and cow, or circling your hips. And then taking your left hand, turning the fingers either to face out or back, whichever your wrist allows, and letting your hips go back as far as is comfortable for you. Coming back through the center and then turning the right hand out or back and letting the hips move back. You can have your toes rolling under or not here. Bringing your hand back to neutral and sitting your hips to your heels or coming into a comfortable seated position while rolling your shoulders, interlacing your hands, reaching the knuckles down, letting the shoulder blades come together, ears over shoulders, releasing the hands, sweeping the arms up, hips up, and letting the left hand seal the right forearm, leaning over to your left. And then bending your right elbow, let your left hand take your right elbow. And release your hands, coming back down into a seated shape and rolling the shoulders. Sweeping up, hips up, arms up. And letting your right hand seal your left forearm, leaning over to your right, finding some lateral movement in the spine. Bending your left elbow, let your right hand take your elbow. Pressing your head back toward your arm. Breathing into where you're creating space, maybe giving the wrists a little movement here. Hands on the back, toes rolling under, coming into camel here. Opening your heart space and letting the hips come back. Toes can roll under here if you like. Bringing your hands down, finding yourself back in all fours, rounding the back. And taking your right leg back, just pulsing forward and back a few times. And the left leg goes back, pulsing, opening up the back of your left leg. Roll your toes under and find your way into your first dog of this practice. And begin to make some movement that feels right for your energy level. And begin to walk your hands back to your feet, folding forward, opening up your back body, maybe bending the legs and lengthening here. And walking fingertips over to one side. And coming through the center, walking fingertips over to the other side. Find your way back in neutral here. Walk your hands forward. Find yourself back in downward facing dog. If it feels good, you might lift your heels, bend your knees. Let your knees come down to the mat. Bring your right foot forward and just begin to Bend and straighten the front leg here. Slow and easy, gentle movement, and then beginning to let your hips move back towards your left heel. It may or may not come to the heel. Feeling free to point and flex your right foot, or turn the ankle here. Coming back through, roll your back toes under, step back, down dog. Pedaling it out, maybe bringing the top of your foot to the mat to stretch out the front of your ankle. Bending knees, letting your chest come closer to your thighs, and then making your way back into table. Left foot comes forward here. And again, just beginning to bend and straighten that front leg, just creating some space. When and if you feel ready, letting your hips move back towards your right heel. Finding yourself tall here. Finding your breath. And then beginning to move that left ankle. Point flex, circle. Circle the other way. Coming back through, hands framing the foot, roll the back toes under, lift the knees, step back, down dog. And again, maybe you bring the top of your foot to the mat, opening up through the front of your ankle, letting both feet come down, finding yourself in down dog, waving your spine forward into high plank, dropping the knees, lifting the knees back into plank and into downward facing dog. Waving back forward, high plank pose. Let the knees come down, and then lift the knees, plank pose, down dog. Coming back forward into plank and letting the knees come on down to your mat. Toenails come down, chest, chin. Let the toenails down here, lifting up into cobra and just moving up and down into cobra a few times here. Wave your spine. Find some organic movement that feels good for you. Maybe you bend one knee and then the other. Maybe you see what it feels like to roll the toes under and then take it on back, downward facing dog, right foot forward. And just see how it feels to come onto the top of your left foot. And then roll the toes under, using blocks if you like. Coming into a lunge here. And when you feel ready, sweep your hands back. Reach back through your left heel and the crown of your head. And sweeping the arms up into crescent lunge here. Bending the elbows, taking opposite elbows, trying to keep your ears over your shoulders best that you can here. Come down, frame the foot, step back, downward facing dog. Waving forward into high plank or low, drop the knees, lift the knees, downward dog. Waving back forward, high or low plank, drop the knees and pick them up and downward dog. One more time here, extend, drop the knees and come down slowly. A little different back bend, walking your hands back a little further, bend your knees and lifting the heart space here. Maybe you bring your hands out a little wider, come on the fingertips and wave the spine here. Find something that feels agreeable for your body today. Coming down through, right back into down dog here. Maybe coming onto the tops of the feet. My ankles have really been feeling it lately. Bring your left foot forward. Blocks are an option. You might come on to the top of your right foot and bend the knee a few times. It'll just depend on your ankle, mobility, flexibility. We're all different. Finding neutral here, let the hands sweep back, long from crown to heel. And slowly sweeping the arms up into crescent lunge here. Taking opposite elbows, trying to keep your ears over your shoulders the best that you can here. And releasing your hands, let your hands come down, frame your foot, and step the back foot forward, hinge forward. Move in the way that feels good, sweep up to mountain pose. Stepping your left foot back, all of the toes pointing forward now. We'll do some standing postures. Dial your right toes forward, dial the back heel back a little bit, bend your front knee. Shoulders are squaring. We're bringing the right hand palm onto the low back, left arm sweeps up and over to your right, and opening up, warrior two, right palm coming onto your low back, or maybe your right hand comes towards that would be your left hand to your right inner thigh. Keeping the bind, if you like, to come into extended side angle posture, looking up, forward, or down. Transitioning into triangle by straightening the front leg and quite possibly using a prop here. Keep your breath flowing and beginning to undo the posture, coming up, heel toeing your feet to the center of your mat. We'll be coming into dancer's pose here, so we are picking up our right foot. Our right hand takes the big toe side of the foot. Left arm moves forward. Soften your standing leg and gently just kicking your foot into your hand, letting your torso move forward here. Coming into dancer's pose. Keeping your eyes steady, come out as you're ready. Stepping the feet wide here. We'll do the other side. So the left toes dial 90 degrees, the back heel kickstands back, sweeping arms up for warrior one shape. Now we're letting the left hand come around to the right thigh, and the right arm's reaching over to the left. Open it up, warrior two here, and now the right hand taking the back or the left inner thigh. Right arm coming up and over. You might be looking back towards your back heel. Forearm can come on to your thigh. You can stay bound or not for extended side angle. Transitioning into triangle using a prop or not. Keep opening through your heart space. Let your head be in a position that is comfortable for your individual neck, and come on up. Hands on the low back, lift your heart space here. Back through to center, heel, toe, feet, hips width apart. And from here we'll pick up our left heel. We're coming into dancers. So left hand takes the big toe side of the foot. Right arm comes forward. Standing leg softens as you gently kick the foot into the hand. And bring your heart space forward. Keep your eyes steady. Keep breathing. If you come out, just come right back into it. Slowly make your way back to neutral. Hugging your right knee in, turning the ankle if you like. And then we'll be transitioning by letting the left hand take the outside of the right leg. Right arm opens into a twist. Knees about hips height here. Looking back to challenge your balance. And coming back to center, set it down. So I forgot to, but I'm going to suggest that you hug your left knee in here. Give it a hug, and then the right hand could take the left outer knee. Left hand can go around behind for our twisting, standing balance. Again, if you want to challenge yourself, take your gaze back as well. Bring it back through center here. Walk it out a little bit. From here, we'll be making our way down onto the floor, coming down to lying down on your back with your knees bent, heels in line with your sitting bones, arms by the side, lifting up into bridge. Staying here if you like, or waving the spine. You might interlace your hands, reaching the pinky sides of your hands, wrists, and forearms into your mat. Coming down and then sliding the block under the high glutes. So resisting putting it into the lumbar spine. Try to bring it lower. And relax and release your hips. Arms can come overhead if you like. Let them come into the position that feels best for you. Keep surrendering the contents of your abdominal and chest cavities. See if you can find some length in the low back here. Breathing smooth, slow breath. And slowly taking the block from under you, rolling down, heel toe your feet as wide as your mat, and sway the knees from left to right. Windshield wipering, slow and steady. You might incorporate the head going the opposite way of the knees. Heel toe the feet back to neutral. Hug your knees in. Bring your nose towards your knees. Relax. Your left leg straight. Keep hugging your nose towards your knee. And bringing the left leg in, hugging it in, extending the right leg. Both knees come in. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Head and shoulders are down now. And we're letting this figure 4 shape move to the right, nose to the left. Finding a twist, and if this is too deep for you, uncross the top foot. Come on back through center, uncross the right leg, and then cross your left ankle over your right knee, and we'll let the shape move to your left. Nose might go to the right here. Spinal twisting, neutralizing. You can always uncross that top ankle. Slowly undo, come back through centers. And then prepare yourself for Shavasana. So today I'm using a block under my low back, letting my feet be wide, knees knocking together, but you could be lying on your back in the prone position, on your belly, on your side. Just find what allows you to be the most comfortable so that you can begin to move your attention inward towards stillness. Relaxing all of the muscles of your face, your jaw, throat, tongue, eyes. Relax your chest, your hips, your belly. Relax your heart space. Relax your brain. Notice that you are breathing, being a curious observer. The more that we're able to relax our physical body, the more we can tune into breath. Staying here as long as you like. When you do feel ready to come out, just inviting back organic movement, mindful, slow, following your unique body's lead. No wrong way to do this. If you'd like to spend a little time resting on your side, then by all means take some time to rest on your side to absorb and soak in your practice. Coming up whenever you are ready and spending a little bit of time in stillness and gratitude. Namaste, my friends, until we see each other in real time.